It's a game the Hoosiers and their fans have been waiting to see for a long time. Number 1 Duke is in the house here in Bloomington, and it's a game that you can see tonight in stunning high definition here on ESPN HD, presented by Phillips. Welcome to continuing coverage of the Big Ten ACC Challenge presented by Cisco Systems. Duke 5-0 against Indiana, 3-0. Michigan State just beat Georgia Tech. The Big Ten, which has never won one, has a 4-3 lead. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a great atmosphere here at Assembly Hall. Dan Shulman and Dick Vitale with you. This guy's pretty excited about the game, and especially the heavyweight matchup on the inside.
Well, you talk about Goliaths in terms of post players. You got two really premier ones going tonight. When you talk about Killingsworth versus Sheldon Williams, key for Duke is to keep Williams on the floor. They would like to get him in foul trouble big time. They would love to send Williams to the sideline and get to Duke's bench.
Let's go to the perimeter now for our Star Watch. And, of course, if you're going to beat Duke, you're going to have to shut down J.J. Redick, something Memphis was able to do in the second half in New York last week. But Redick still a National Player of the Year candidate. Marshall Strickland freed up from playing the point, back to the two-guard spot, and shooting lights out, as are all of these Hoosiers against inferior opposition, we should say. But they have been shooting the ball incredibly well in their first 3 games. Greg Paulus really made a statement in New York, played awfully well. There's no DJ White in the starting lineup for Indiana, still out with a broken foot. A homecoming of sorts for Duke's Josh McRoberts. For the details, let's go to Doris Burke.
Dan, he grew up only about 90 minutes from Bloomington in Indiana, but though he made it very clear early on in the recruiting process, his intention was to go to Duke University. He expected enough of a backlash. I asked the Duke staff, did you do anything special to prepare him? No was the answer, but they did say J.J. Redick, who knows a thing or two about being the least popular guy outside of Durham, might have a word or two for the young man.
Well, you know, it was a different situation last year with Sean May. He grew up here in Bloomington. His daddy was an All-American here. I don't think it's the same with McRoberts.
McRoberts going right at his man, Vaden, posting up a smaller player and scores. Indiana has gone with a small lineup tonight. Vaden at only 6'5", in effect playing the power forward position. DJ White out with a broken foot. Sean Klein a bad knee, but is expected to play.
I think McRoberts is going to have a breakout game. I think he's going to be very aggressive here tonight. Paulus really had that breakout game, as you said, Dan. He was brilliant against Memphis.
Had 8 assists and 7 rebounds. A turnover here, though. Here comes Vaden back in transition. Wilmot too strong. And the loose ball comes down to Dockery.
They have really been shooting the 3 against Indiana. You've got to have good perimeter defense to shut down their 3-point shooters.
Hall of Fame coach Mike Krzyzewski knows his team is going to get a test here tonight. A very different kind of a test, he says, for the Memphis, a very athletic club. This is the first time that Duke has ever played here at Assembly Hall in Indiana. These two programs have met 5 times before. Indiana winning the most recent game in the 2002 Sweet 16. Jim Burr, our lead official tonight, has a foul call going against the Hoosiers. Mr. Burr joined by Donnie Gray and Tom O'Neill.
That's a look at Mike Davis. That was the year when Duke was #1 in the nation. They lost that heartbreaker.
Dockery with a basket and Duke on top 4-0. That last foul going against Lewis Monroe. He's the point guard, the guy with the ball right now. He and Marco Killingsworth, the big guy in the middle, both seniors and both transfers from Auburn.
Auburn went to the Sweet 16, lost to Syracuse the year that Syracuse cut the nets down. That was up in Albany.
And if you haven't seen Killingsworth, number 5,
he's a man.
Yeah, he is. He and Sheldon Williams should have a great battle inside.
There aren't many teams that have a post player to challenge Sheldon Williams like Killingsworth.
Redick steps in and knocks down a long 2. Another example, Dick, he's not just a standstill shooter anymore.
Well, he can put the ball on the deck, and he does a great job utilizing the ball fake.
A great start for Duke. A hostile environment. They had a big pep rally here. The fans are really into it. But Duke gets this everywhere they go play on the road.
Well, I remember 2 years ago, as we watched the move on the interior, we went to Michigan State. They were all fired up for Duke. Duke came out and blew them out.
Sheldon Williams with a block. And then Dockery misses at the other end. McRoberts keeps it alive. Dockery finds Sheldon Williams. Timeout, Indiana.
Do you remember that, Dan? We did that game, Tommy. So the whole place was in green. They were all excited. And that was right after Duke lost to Purdue in the Great Alaska Shootout. Duke went on to have a great year. Michigan State struggled.
With so much more to see, shouldn't you be watching it on the Aquas Liquid Crystal television?
Breakfast Bistro Sandwich. Sonic's got it, others don't. Start your morning with Sonic's new Breakfast Bistro Sandwiches. Eggs and cheese with bacon, sausage, or ham on Sonic's new toasted ciabatta bread. Buy a reloadable My Sonic card today and give the gift of great food.
Back here in the Bloomington, play underway. The Hoosiers knocked back on their heels early by Duke trailing 8-0, barely 2 minutes in. And they turn it over again.
They haven't faced defense like this, Indiana. The 3 games, they've averaged over 100 points a game. Mike Davis's team has blitzed the opposition.
Nicholls State, Florida A&M, and Western Illinois. But this is a big step up now to the #1 team in the country. Reddick knocks it down. It's 10-0 for the Blue Devils.
Nice curl move by Reddick, utilizing the curl move into the lane. Defense did a poor job stepping out.
Vaden on the drive. Banks it home. Smart job by Vaden, taking McRoberts off the dribble.
Well, he's a very good player. Came in as a freshman last year. They played such an aggressive schedule last year with these young kids.
Paulus with a baseline jumper, and everything's falling for Duke.
He's going to be a special point guard. He really is.
Look at this. Look at that play. Great hustle and anticipation by Paulus as he goes hurtling into the seats trying to steal the ball.
He was a terrific football player. It's been documented. USA Today quarterback, was the outstanding football player. There he is. He's making like a defensive back.
That's
right
right.
there.
Mike Krzyzewski said he's never played defense. He's got to learn how to play it at this level. He made a great play right there, looking like a free safety. And Duke off to an unbelievable start, 6 for 7 from the field.
See, when you step up to competition like this, when you look at Indiana, the bottom line is the pace of the game is a different pace than what they've been facing. They've been blowing people out, averaging 14 threes a game they've been making.
Couple of subs in for Indiana. Number 11, Eric Sewer, as Marco Killingsworth has it bounce off his leg out of bounds. He's been responsible for a couple of recent turnovers.
And they look so impressive at the shoot-around today, watching them work out. They were intense. They were getting prepared. Coaching staff, Donnie Marsh, Kerry Rupp and company, along with Mike Davis, really getting them ready. Sidney Green's here as well now.
Torian Green's dad, the great player from Florida, who lit it up in New York a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, and he got
J.J.
fouled.
Redick's lighting it up here tonight.
I tell you what, he's making up for that second half against Memphis. Rodney Carney and a host of players giving help. Shut him down in the second half. Take a look at him right now, moving without the ball. Watch him right there. There he is, moving without the ball. That's why he's so effective. Oh, they had a guy here that could shoot the jump shot. 1987, reminiscent of Mr. Reddick, Steve Alford.
Two of the great shooters in college basketball history. Reddick now with 8, and it's 16-2 for Duke. And now pressure on Earl Calloway, the junior college transfer, who's the backup point guard. He has checked in.
They haven't taken many junior college players here.
This is the only one in Mike Davis's tenure.
Had 2 when they won the national championship in '87. Certainly when you had Keith Smart with that baseline shot. Mr. Garrett on the inside.
Here's Reddick. Gets around Strickland, and his pass misses Lee Melchione. Turnover committed by Duke. Now Sean Klein into the game for Marco Killingsworth for Indiana.
Klein gives him a physical presence. He's a banger. He'll try to flop a little bit, take some charges with Mr. Williams. I'll tell you, Melchione's a guy that's got to break out. They got to get some scoring out of Melchione with the 3.
Indiana spreading it out. 4 outside the arc, 1 man on the inside. They love to shoot the 3. Klein with a strong drive right at Sheldon Williams.
Goes up really strong, very physical. They have several fifth-year players, so they're a very mature team.
They have 3 fifth-year seniors and another 4th-year senior. Dockery dumped down to Sheldon Williams, and there's the offensive foul. You talked about it.
He does a great job with that. He gets himself positioned. Mike Krzyzewski was very concerned about that before the game, and he shared with us.
Klein, a little spark off the bench here for Indiana. It's the 20th season of the long shot. Back in a moment.
The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, coming in March.
She's absolutely perfect.
And the best part, in each hand, she has a cold Bud Light. Good day, gentlemen.
What a waste of 2 Bud Lights. Bud Light. Great taste, great times.
The Venus de Minor.
3-inch incision between the 4th and 5th abdominal muscles.
Shouldn't you be doing this?
Making important financial decisions on your own doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones prefers meeting clients face-to-face.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
Take a chance and play your part. Make romance, it might break your heart. But if you think that time will change your ways, don't wait too long. Don't wait.
What's he doing here?
Beats me. Can I help you, sir?
I'm looking for our security.
Yes, sir. Our security is in the network, sir.
This blinky thing is our security?
The security thing is everywhere. The network is, sir.
Let me get this straight. The security is in the blinky thing, and it's in the doohickey next to the blinky thing? This is technical jargon, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Security, powered by Cisco.
Chris Davis with you in the studio. Maryland, after trailing by 6 at halftime, less than 8 minutes away from winning one for the ACC in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Kenny Beckway inside. Give Gary Williams' team a 19-point lead at the time. Look at Manhattan and Syracuse in overtime at the Carrier Dome. Surprising because the Orange had a 20-point lead at halftime, Dan.
Wow, Syracuse, of course, lost at home to a very good Bucknell team a little while ago. Now tied in overtime with Bobby Gonzalez's Manhattan club. Meanwhile, here, Duke with a big early lead, but just before the break, Sean Klein a bucket, then Sean Klein drawing an offensive foul, charged to Sheldon Williams, so he's given them a bit of a spark. Earl Calloway drives it right to the rim.
He played for Lou Henson, played at New Mexico State, transfer, went to junior college. Great penetration and drive. They've been able to get shots here, really, for J.J. Redick moving without the ball.
Redick already with 8. Now he looks inside at an easy deuce for Sheldon Williams.
That was a simple deuce. Great execution. Curl move to the top. Dump it down inside. What an outstanding tandem they are.
The senior All-Americans, both Player of the Year candidates, Sheldon Williams and J.J. Redick.
We saw a nice tandem last night. Dee Brown and James Augustine.
Baden, the line drive jumper, rattles in. Indiana's heating up now.
Super Sal Baden. They're going to need a big game, though, when he comes back in for Mr. Killingsworth on the interior.
Baden, 22 points at Western Illinois on Saturday. Indiana averaging about 100 points per game in their 3 lopsided wins against overmatched teams. Melchioni. And wave it off. We have a 3-second violation going against Duke.
This has got to be a big year for Mike Davis. A little pressure out here. In fact, the athletic director said when they told everyone he's coming back, he said, we got to see things change because they expect you to win here up in Indiana. Haven't been to the NCAAs the last 2 years. These fans are very passionate about hoops.
And Dick, Mike Davis himself said this team is more talented than the team that went to the national championship 3 years ago, and that's one of the reasons why.
Great move inside by Killingsworth.
Let's go to Doris Burke.
Well, guys, one of the reasons Mike Davis feeling pressure, a list of players from this state that have not come to Indiana University. The fans all over Mike Davis. Guys like Greg Oken has now signed with Ohio State, his teammate Mike Conley. That adding to the pressure that Mike Davis feels. He said, listen, about this game, we don't circle dates here at Indiana. We've prepared hard. We're confident that we can win this basketball game, Dick.
Well, you know, it's very difficult for these fans to understand losing all these great high school players. Also, the kid that's a junior, Eric Gordy, as you see a score inside by Killingsworth, he committed to Illinois, and he's a terrific player, they say, from Indianapolis.
And, of course, again, a different situation, really, but Josh McRoberts is from the state of Indiana as well. Offensive foul on Greg Hollis, and this crowd is right back into this game.
We're starting to get a little presence inside the post from Killingsworth. He scores everything around the basket, very physical, tough. They're going to have a heck of, as you watch the charge right there, heck of a combination when they have DJ White hooking up with Killingsworth. There might not be a better combo in the Big Ten inside than those two.
Dick, you know something that Indiana has worked on is drawing charges. They took 11 in their first 3 games. They've already taken 2 charges here tonight. Those are real momentum swinging kind of plays.
And the other thing they're doing a lot better job of, they were last in the Big Ten last year in assists, only 11 a game. They're now at about 28. But again, keep that in mind with the competition.
They're a deep team, and they're going to try to use their superior depth to wear out Duke. McRoberts has returned. Wild shot doesn't go, and now numbers for the Blue Devils. 4-on-2. The pull-up by Paulus. Reddick tries to run it down and throws it out of bounds off a Hoosier. Duke basketball as we go back to Doris again.
Well, the charges you guys were just referencing. In fact, Mike Davis at the start of this season made it a point of emphasis to the point where they do it every single day in practice. They have to take a full-out charge from somebody on the wing, dribble driving to the basket. He said, we lacked toughness a season ago. They certainly are tougher now, guys.
Well, they lack toughness, but they also play the schedule that was so aggressive. When you think about playing Connecticut, Kentucky, North Carolina.
Hotsus, McRoberts, Melchione, who's been struggling with his shot. Paulus comes up with a loose ball now for the Blue Devils. And McRoberts going up strong, had it blocked by Killingsworth.
Killingsworth came right over to the diaper dandy, and he says,
Killingsworth is 6'8", 270 pounds, a terrific player for 3 years at Auburn. Now a turnover committed by Lewis Monroe. 3-on-1 Duke. Reddick, nice pass to Melchione.
That's just being unselfish. Actually had a 4-on-1. J.J. Reddick's going to be a legit contender again for National Player of the Year. Last year he received the Rupp Award.
Monroe declined, but a foul before going against Indiana, I believe. Monroe on the charge.
There's J.J. Reddick with that little fake shot, jump look down inside to Melchione. They're playing without DeMarcus Nelson. We keep talking about DJ White's out of the lineup, but Duke's playing without their best wing athlete and defensive player.
Out with a broken ankle and is gone at least 4 to 6 more weeks. That foul on Monroe, his second. He goes to the bench. Again, Indiana, an extremely deep team as Callaway checks back into the point. Reddick a pull-up 3. Melchione trying to keep it alive, but can't. We will step aside with Duke holding a 10-point lead here in Indiana. All year long, ESPN and ESPN2 will present a great moment from every single Division I university. Out of the break, a chance to see tonight's version of ESPNU's Pride of the Program.
My NBA career didn't last that long, but I was the complete package.
Well, Jay was a pretty good point guard, just couldn't shoot the ball well.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Hey, Money, I borrow your stapler?
Shooting's in my blood. Being in the NBA and being in the corporate world, a lot of it is the same and a lot of it is different. But a lot of it is the same.
Ready for life in the NBA? NBA 06, The Life, Volume 1. Rated E for everyone. If you love the convenience of shopping online, but you want to get a hold of your stuff ASAP, Circuit City makes it simple. Just buy online at CircuitCity.com and choose the in-store pickup option. We're the only place that guarantees your purchase will be ready for pickup in 24 minutes or less. If it's not, we'll give you a $24 gift card. It's that simple. Circuit City.
Every Subway sandwich is made fresh right in front of you, so you choose all the ingredients. The meat, the veggies, the fresh baked bread. No wonder so many people are coming over to the great taste of Subway subs, because when you really think about it, they don't make the sandwiches. You do. Subway. Eat fresh.
Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo is now on DVD. Oh, this holiday season. Oh.
Europe just got a little better.
Oh. Oh.
Hi, I'm Deuce, biggest lady I've ever seen.
Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo. Buy it now on DVD and PSP.
Back at Assembly Hall, Duke leading Indiana 22-12. During the course of the season, the ESPN family of networks will showcase a great basketball moment from all 326 Division I schools. The countdown will take us from A to Z. Time now for ESPN News Pride of the Program. Tonight in the spotlight, Central Michigan. The clock read 0, and Central Michigan's Leonard Drake made sure it stayed that way. Drake's 2 free throws after time expired got the Chippewas past Georgetown. A CMU win in its first tournament appearance. And there's a Chippewa in the truck tonight. Our great friend, the director, Doug Holmes, is one from Central Michigan.
From Central Michigan.
From Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
McElroy, Roundfield, they had some great players. They got a white out here. That was everybody wear white tonight.
Galloway using the screen, knocks down the 10-footer. He is quick.
He is very quick. Good change of direction. They got a lot of versatility in their backcourt. Certainly they're going to be one of the upper echelon teams in the Big Ten. Too talented, especially when they get back white.
Indiana started 1 for 5 tonight. There's 6 of their last 8. Williams, left hand, no. Rebound Hoosiers. Wilmot travels. Does not like the call at all as he is called for the travel.
Mike Davis played at Alabama, 3 years for Wim Sanderson, once for the legendary C.M. Newton, the Hall of Famer, great contributor to the game of basketball.
Well, that's a tough ball. He was trying to get rid of that ball before he landed.
Looked like he didn't have possession.
Yeah. They're going inside of the money guy again, Williams, and now he is called for the travel.
They're doubling up. As soon as Williams gets the ball, they bring over that help side. They bring over that help right down inside on him. There's the little travel.
6 turnovers committed by Duke. 22-14 Blue Devils. Baden looking inside. Led Killingsworth too far.
Everything is about angles. You got to be able to create good angles when entering that ball. I tell you, we watching the 2 big, strong guys, Williams and Killingsworth. We saw a young star in the making last night, Tyler Hansbrough down in North Carolina. And I love G-Square, Ginyard, and certainly Danny Green.
McRoberts back in out of Carmel, Indiana, about 90 miles north of here. Double team on Williams, forces another turnover.
Nice pass.
Strickland with the lay-in.
Nice pass off the steal. Get into transition. Run, baby, run. They're going to be an exciting transition team. There's the high screen.
Good show there by Baden to cut off. Paulus takes it away. 2-on-1. Now the trailer, Wilmot lays it in.
Terrific job in transition again. Converting off the steal. Taking the turnover. I'll tell you, they're going to have a lot of fun here this year. They're going to be a tough basketball team to beat on this floor.
Foul on Wilmot of the Hoosiers. It was 16-2 for Duke. Now it's 22-18.
They're going to fill the lane. As soon as they pop the ball out, the ball is centered, gets a good angle, a good drop pass, the bounce pass. As they're doubling up in the post. You got to be aware of that post, Sheldon Williams. He's going to draw a lot of attention. They really can get out of transition there.
This small lineup of Indiana is giving Duke some problems. Now Reddick draws the foul, or did he? No. Reddick was looking for the foul, but called for the travel.
You know, Duke came out, certainly made a statement early, but it's been answered by Indiana.
And once again, the angle isn't there on the entry pass.
Exactly, Coach Schulman. I like that. Now watch this right here. Gonna watch him spin in the lane, lose the ball, makes contact.
Both teams turnover prone here in the early going. A wild atmosphere here at Assembly Hall tonight. And a foul called on McRoberts of Duke, his first. Dick, this is just the 3rd time in the 34-year history of this building, and the 5th time in the history of the Indiana basketball program that number 1 has come to town.
And one time, 1961, number 1 came in town, and they had a reserve by the name of Robert Montgomery Knight with Ohio State. John Havlicek and company. That's way before your time. Jerry Lucas.
I'll tell you about my time. The only Indiana win over number 1 over Michigan State 4 years ago.
Got to be aware there, Josh. Usually they double him up. He's trying to look for him.
10 turnovers committed by Duke.
And then in 2002, number 1 was here. Yep. And Kurt Hastings hit a trifecta to beat Michigan State by 1, 59-58.
This place has been alive since the moment this game began. Even when Indiana went down 16-2, and now they're back within 4. And the big guy waved it off. Killingsworth traveled. Turnover after turnover, travel after travel here in this game.
Well, you know, a little sloppy. We saw that last night. Very entertaining, but some sloppy ball. Illinois and North Carolina. Expected. This is November.
I like that call. Donnie Gray had it right. Hey, Killingsworth had more space and time than he realized. There was really nobody defending him.
They had a great angle then to the wall in that post.
Blood on the jersey now of Marco Killingsworth, so he's going to have to go out. Checking in for Killingsworth, Ben Allen, a 6'10 freshman out of Australia.
Wow, they're going all over. You know, 3 things I've learned already about November in basketball. 3-point shooting is certainly really a key. Guard play is essential. Also, that the little guys can play with the big guys, number 2. And certainly number 3, coaches aren't afraid of a loss in November in basketball. It's not like football.
Now the crowd wanted to travel on Paulus. Look at that feed to McRoberts.
He loves the diagonal pass. The 2 diaper dandies. You think the Cameron indoor crazy is going to love those 2 guys?
Couple of freshmen, both looking awfully poised. 6-point lead for the Blue Devils. Callaway shakes Paulus, and the follow is missed by Ben Allen. Great effort, just tapped it a little bit too hard.
Callaway went right by Paulus. He's got to do a better job defending the basketball.
How about Callaway against D. Brown in the races that they'll have when Indiana plays Illinois this year?
Little versatility, a little change of variety. Paulus is offensively the point guard, and on the defensive side, the point guard is Dockery.
Good defense by Allen on Sheldon Williams. Gave him no room. McRoberts, the turnaround jumper, no. Rebound, Indiana.
Got to back it out, don't have numbers.
Hayden for 3.
Not a good shot. Understanding shot selection is so important. Saw it last night. Great play where Augustine with that back screen late in the game. Certainly the experience and that edge went to Illinois down the stretch.
We have a foul call on Allen of Indiana that will take us to a timeout. But first, let's go to Reese Davis in the studio for a SportsCenter 30 at 30 update.
All right, Dan and Dick, we've had a lot of traveling calls in our game, but none on Paul Konerko. The White Sox slugger is staying put. He agrees to a contract with the team from the South Side. 5 years, $60 million. He spurned the Angels and the Orioles in the process. We'll get you back to Bloomington. More of Duke and Indiana right after this.
Tomorrow night at 7:30, with a trip to a bowl game on the line, Akron battles Northern Illinois in the Marathon MAC Championship game. On ESPN2, it's a night of college hoops. Ladies first, at 7, the top-ranked Lady Vols host the Texas Longhorns. Then at 9, the men take the court as Nevada takes on Kansas. It's all on tomorrow night. For all the latest all the time, turn to ESPN News.
I didn't touch him. Excuse me. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Gio called.
Who's watching the kids?
They're at my mom.
Okay.
People can't get enough of our Jack Grill. So come in now for a Jack Grill burger or try our irresistible flat iron steak, now only $10.99. And this holiday, give a Friday's gift card because everyone could use more Fridays.
It's panic time at Expressway Dodge. We still have way too many new 2005s in stock, and they've got to go. We're slashing prices on all remaining new 05 Dodge trucks, like the 2005 Ram 1500s with air, as low as $10,880. Just $10,880 for a full-size Ram truck. Over 230 new Dodge trucks available, and nobody sells them for less than Expressway Dodge. Nobody.
Almost is common. Almost happens nearly every day. This almost happened, that almost happened. Yet still, almost never gets the attention it deserves. That is until almost becomes how come. Find out why millions turn to American Family Insurance. A little peace of mind for less than you'd expect.
American Family Insurance.
Back here in Indiana, Duke up 6 onto the Hoosiers here in Bloomington. Sheldon Williams getting swarmed every time he touches the ball. Coach Vitale takes us inside the play.
Well, Dan, when she gets the ball in the post, they're going to double up from the offside. Watch the ball go in, and here comes the offside. He's going to look right here and make that pass. He drills it. There's the double up. There's the open McRoberts, but it was a tough pass to handle.
10 turnovers have been committed by each team so far. You think everybody just a little over-anxious, a little excited to play this game?
You know, a lot of emotion. There's been so much publicity, notoriety, front page story today here in Bloomington about the matchup.
Another foul call going against the Hoosiers.
You talked about the last time they played. Jason Williams on the free throw line. He knocks down a three earlier, gets fouled on it. He goes to the line. He can tie the game up, misses it. Boozer's got a dunk. He can win it. He doesn't get the score. And Indiana marches on. They go on to beat Kent State. They knock down 15 threes against Kent State. And suddenly Stan Heath benefited 1 year, and he went to Hartford Sun.
Then they beat Oklahoma in the national semis before losing to Gary Williams-Kirk for the championship.
We're going to see Kelvin Sampson on Saturday against Villanova.
I can't wait for that.
Shootout.
A missed three by Strickland. Remember, Indiana came into this game hitting 58% of their threes through their first 3 wins.
Well, they're facing good perimeter defense. You know, that was #1 on the priorities for Duke to match up on that perimeter.
No space for Redick. He finds Melchione, knocks it down.
They need it. What did Coach K tell us in the locker room? He's been shooting really well lately in practice.
A much better week of shooting since the games in New York. A long 2 for Lee Melchione, one of 4 seniors and one of 4 co-captains on the Duke team. Now Killingsworth, one-on-one with Sheldon Williams.
He's got space inside. He just backs him down, super strength. How do they let him get away from Auburn? I would have let him out of the state.
6 for Killingsworth. Williams didn't want to pick up his second foul.
Changing coaches and love playing for Cliff Ellis.
Melchione gets the friendly bounce.
Spoke to his mom. She was excited. She made the journey. His dad played at Duke, Gary Melchione.
2-time captain back in the early to mid-70s.
His uncle Billy could shoot the ball. Was a Villanova Wildcat.
Another look inside, and you can see what Indiana's game plan is right now.
It is. He's a man. He is going to dominate on the inside in the Big Ten, especially when he gets a little help. DJ White was telling me today. He said, it is fun. He said, I was with him till November 4th when I broke my foot.
Big Ten freshman of the year last year. Paulus on the drive.
Little isolation for Paulus.
And Paulus still down, Dick, behind the play. Fell into the cameras. 5-on-4. Killingsworth the rebound. 2 more.
He is starting to take over in the lane. Get the best of Sheldon Williams. The last 3 possessions. Physical, tough.
10 points for Marco Killingsworth.
He's a member of my old Marco Polo team. Transfers that make an impact.
Well, his name is Marco. He should be on the team. Melchione feeling it, but missed the 3. Rebound for the big fella. Hoosiers on the run. And the floater drops for A.J. Ratliff, just back from a broken thumb. Timeout Duke.
He is going to be a big asset. Came on strong. The light went on for him last year against Ball State. And in the second half of the year, he was a major factor. He can shoot the ball, gives them size. Oh, they're going to have fun here this year in Bloomington.
Dick, this is one of those days when you and I say, wow, it's fun to have the jobs that we do. What an atmosphere here.
Well, yesterday in Chapel Hill, the same thing. Here, we go to Cameron Stadium, stealing money.
ESPN2 has more college basketball action tomorrow night. The young but talented Kansas Jayhawks take on Nick Fazekas and Nevada. That is college basketball on ESPN2 tomorrow night at 9 Eastern.
Let me tell you this. I really think it's absurd, ludicrous, and it's totally absurd that this building has not been named the Robert Montgomery Knight Assembly Center, Branch McCracken floor, for what that man did for this university, financially, the respect he brought it, and what he did for this basketball program. This building should be named after him. And if they build a new one, it should be named after the general. Because I'm telling you, the contributions he's made here are incredible.
Paulus called for the travel, and all you have to do is look at the Bob Knight coaching tree as an example, and look at Mike Krzyzewski, who played for Coach Knight. And actually, Mike Krzyzewski did a year here in Indiana as a grad assistant back in the 70s under Bob Knight.
And he told us he was taking his master's in business and 3.75. And then all of a sudden the call came, West Point head coach at 27.
Killingsworth inside, and Killingsworth the offensive foul.
He grabbed with the free hand, Tommy O'Neal right on it. Right on it.
First foul on Killingsworth.
All you have to do is look at the banners flying up here. And think about some of the great kids as the hold off with the free hand.
Good call.
Think about some of the great ones that have played here, what they say about Robert Montgomery Knight.
Well, I know that 1976 undefeated team, still your favorite team that you've watched, right?
As a team, yeah. I think maybe the UCLA clubs with Walton, and certainly with Lou Alcindor, later Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, might beat them. but I love that team.
Look at these teams getting after it here. Paul is wide open for three.
I tell you, he starts making shots. That's going to elevate his game. And guys like Dockery and Paulus are going to get open looks because of the defense concentrating on Redick.
Mike Krzyzewski just loves Paulus. All the intangibles the winner talked about, a special connection that he's developed with the freshman.
Can't teach them the things he brings to the table. His emotion, his intensity, his leadership skills.
Killingsworth showing a little range, Dickie V.
He said, hey, I just don't score around the basket. What a positive plus. You know, we talked about all those kids from Indiana that have not arrived here. And also, you got to conversely look at the other way. What about guys like Killingsworth? What about guys like certainly DJ White? As you watch Redick knock down a three, who would not be at Indiana if it weren't for their affection for Mike Davis.
J.J. Redick now with 11, perhaps on his way to becoming the NCAA's all-time leader in three-point field goals. Killingsworth is taking it right to the National Defensive Player of the Year last year, Sheldon Williams.
Well, you got to beat him to the spot. You can't allow him to get that deep. I mean, look where he's setting up on him on the inside.
Dockery turns it over. Here goes Callaway.
Nice move. Callaway's going to pick cross off the bench. My friends, a Hoosier fan, you better climb the bandwagon. They're going to have a heck of a lot to cheer about.
Redick posting up and draws the foul. He's as good as anybody in college basketball at getting that done. Duke leading by 4, but the Indiana Hoosiers did have made a game of it here in Bloomington.
Oh, there's the strip. Well, we expect it to be a heck of a game. Callaway takes the turnover. They do a great job with the turnover.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
Christmas.
What would you do for love this Christmas?
Disciplined investing. It's not about following the crowd. At T. Rowe Price, our independent research means we're not deceived by every market ripple, and we don't chase every fad. For each 1, 5, and 10-year period, over 65% of our funds beat their Lipper average. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
Reese Davis, Digger Phelps, and Jay Billis coming up on the UPS halftime report. Georgia Tech came about this close to stealing one at Michigan State. Trying to steal one and get back in. It's exactly what Indiana did.
The Eagles jumping out 16-2. Then, Jay, all of a sudden, 10 turnovers. First 10 minutes of that half, that's how they got back in the game, by driving the ball to the rim.
Yeah, and Indiana absorbed that initial surge of Duke, but they're keeping them spread out, and they're getting the ball inside to Marco Killingsworth. Indiana's got to keep doing that if they want a chance to win the game. They've calmed down. That was the main thing.
All right, you guys know that Digger once lost a game in Bloomington, 94-29.
Dedication game, essentially.
Chew on that for a little while, Dick.
Well, guys, you look great, but it is so noisy here in this building, we can't hear a word they're saying. back in the studio. This is as noisy a building as we've been in a long time. Duke was up 16-2, 3.5 minutes into the game, but Indiana has roared back to get within 4 as Redick knocks down the first.
Well, they did a great job going to their bench, and they finally got Killingsworth going. I thought he made a great move. Mike Davis taking him out for a moment or two, settling him down, and then he's been dominating on the inside. Getting the ball in too deep. Sheldon Williams has to beat him to the spot.
Redick with a dozen. Killingsworth, the high scorer in the game. He's got 14. Redick, the best free throw shooter in the history of the NCAA, knocks both of them down. And here goes Callaway. They're going to try to slow him down. That doesn't look very easy.
I got Dockery playing him a little switch up on top. It's hard to believe that the last time Indiana won the Big Ten outright was in 1993.
Look at the hands on Killingsworth. What a great catch and finish.
Is he dominating? Wow. Is he absolutely dominating inside?
He led the SEC in field goal percentage at Auburn his sophomore and junior years. This is an accomplished player. Redick got in the air, found Dockery.
See, DeMarcus Nelson will give him another score. Yeah. They have to have somebody else help Williams and certainly Redick.
Sheldon Williams on the bench, but now coming to the scorer's table to check back in. Paulus looking for help here.
Sure, playing him really tough.
How many times are we going to say Paulus to McRoberts over the next couple of years?
Well, those diaper dandies know how to play. Paulus got great vision. Got a little hold inside on McRoberts against Killingsworth.
That'll be his second.
I tell you, Paulus has that great vision. You can't teach that. He's got great vision off that dribble. He loves the diagonal pass. He's always thinking going across diagonal after he puts the ball to the deck.
He's one of these guys, you better always be looking at him, and that ball's going to hit you in the side of the head. You never know when it's coming.
Wow.
And as a quarterback, it's coming with some mustard on it, too.
Talking a little football.
Very well.
I didn't know you talked about football at Buchanan.
One of the great high school quarterbacks. A block by Sheldon Williams. Greg Paulus had the opportunity, Dick, you know the story. He could have played basketball almost anywhere. He could have played football almost anywhere.
Anywhere. They wanted him badly down to South Bend, Indiana. They told him at Notre Dame he could have played both sports.
Melchione, offensive foul. Third charge taken by the Hoosiers.
Well, Dorisburg did a great job breaking down how Indiana drills every day now, working hard, taking the charge. Bunch of defense rotate right over. Great job stepping in. Jimmy Burrow had last night's game.
That's right.
He's back here today.
Saw him down in Chapel Hill last night.
Those guys got to be in great shape. We just sit at courtside and talk about it.
Indiana within 6, trailed by as many as 14 early. Vaden in some trouble. Gets out of trouble, but misses the shot. Melchione the rebound.
Melchione a little bit more productive here in the first half than he's been recently. There's that screen up on top of Paulus.
Sewer running right into the screen sent by Melchione.
Mike Krzyzewski was concerned about Sewer. He says he's shooting so well.
He said if he's open, he'll knock it down, and that's a fact from the first 3 games. 10 of 13 from three-point range.
They're always catching the ball, ready to shoot it on the perimeter.
4 out, 1 in. Here's Sewer. Oh. One of his rare misses now, 10 for 14 from three-point range on the season. Only 5'8", a former walk-on who's earned a scholarship this year. On the drive, Paulus with the left hand.
They were backing off, expecting the pass, and he took it right to the goal and utilized the left hand for the layup.
Paulus with 9 points in the first half here tonight.
That's a plus. He is going to be an outstanding point guard, not just a good one.
Callaway shovels it to Killingsworth, who gets fouled.
Told me before the game I came here because of Coach Davis. Came out of Auburn. Davis background down at Alabama. Played, as I said, for C.M. Newton and then Wimp Sanderson for 3 years.
Dick, tomorrow ESPN2's coverage of women's college basketball. Tiffany Jackson at number 18 Texas taking on Candace Parker and the top-ranked Tennessee Lady Vols in a battle of 2 of the top programs in the nation.
You know, the other day I get a phone call. It's unbelievable. The phone rings. He said, Dickie V, I'm in the Virgin Islands, and I'm going to see the Lady Vols. He said, I think the world of Candace Parker, and I think the world. I said, who is this? He goes, Kenny. I said, Kenny who? Kenny Chesney. He wants to come and see Duke play, and so does A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez called me the other day, and he said, I got to come and see the Dukies. I think they're going to come. Might get some tickets for maybe the Maryland game.
Every now and again, when you don't have your contacts in, you need some help with your cell phone. I'm scrolling through your names. You got a pretty impressive Rolodex on that cell phone of yours, my friend.
I got your name on there.
I'm no Kenny Chesney.
He's a great concert, I'll tell you. An incredible concert. Big basketball fan.
Under 10 to go. Shot clock off. Reddick. Baseline. Fadeaway. Got it!
Oh, look at him shooting that jumper off the dribble.
Callaway from midcourt. Good if it goes. And we come to the end of the first half. Duke leading by 9.
Terrific first half. J.J. Reddick really stepped it up big.
Look at the numbers for Marco Killingsworth getting Indiana back into the game. Reddick with 15. Sheldon Williams with 6. Killingsworth with 17. Undefeated top-ranked Duke getting Indiana by 9. Now time for the UPS halftime report. Reese, Digger, and Jay.
All right, Dan, great atmosphere, as the guys have mentioned, at Assembly Hall tonight. Glad to have you with us on the UPS halftime report. You see the damage that Marco Killingsworth has done on the offensive end, but Digger, on the other end of the floor, you really like what the Hoosiers have been able to accomplish.
Well, I think they've done two things. I think they put a lot of pressure on the ball, played really aggressive, and they also took Sheldon Williams out of that first half. So from that standpoint, it's been the perimeter game with J.J. Reddick getting things done as well as Paulus. But their defense, Jay, to me, really came back after down 16-2.
No, they did a good job, and they were resilient. But how about the last 55 seconds and the way Duke handled that 2-for-1 situation? That's why they're a championship-caliber team, because they handle end-of-half, end-of-game situations.
Yeah, we go 16-2. We say Indiana's back in it, and you look down, and, well, they only shaved 5 points off the lead once you get back to the locker room. Paul Konerko is going to stick around in Chicago. Some other news from baseball. He agrees to a 5-year, $60 million deal with the world champions. Konerko had talked to the Angels and Orioles and decided the best fit for him was to stay on the south side. Now with Jim Thome, no Aaron Rowand anymore. And they've got Konerko back. Back with more after this.
The Big Ten ACC Challenge is presented by Cisco, changing the way people work, live, play, and learn. Innovation powered by Cisco, and in part by PlayStation 2. Live in your world, play in ours.
I want to go over a few things before you leave for Oslo. 80 gig, titanium, Wi-Fi, secure. Should you find yourself sans laptop, check in with this. Bluetooth, broadband, built-in camera. Secure. If it's on our network, it's secure.
Encrypted, hacker-proof, titanium.
It's a pen.
Security, powered by Cisco.
That's shrapnel just waiting to happen. Hey, let's jack things up. I think we got a winner. Sweet, AC.
Jack X, rated T for teen.
So you guys, how was Vegas?
Well, I don't think that we have ever eaten so much.
The restaurants are amazing. Amaril's a genius. He's very creative.
And the roasted venison loin at Le Cirque was just, I'm going to say, succulent.
Ted really had his fill of the loin.
When you can create your own holiday seafood feast, a meal turns into a celebration. Only Red Lobster lets you create your own favorite holiday feast by combining 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites. Choose from 10 signature dishes, including our very best sweet and tender snow crab. And remember, this holiday season you can treat the seafood lovers on your list to a Red Lobster gift card.
So how are the digital cameras cutting?
They're, I'm using Oak for the first time ever. Cuckoo!
Look at the cuckoo.
We haven't actually gotten an image yet on the screen.
Well, we drew a picture on the back.
You know, sir, this year we can use the easy button to get all the digital cameras we need.
Megapixels!
Do it.
This holiday, get all your digital gifts with the Easy Button. Staples has a huge selection of brand-name digital cameras. And this week, get a free Canon photo printer when you buy a Canon Digital Rebel XT after mail-in rebate. Staples, that was easy.
Welcome back to the UPS Halftime Report.
The Hoosiers' Marco Killingsworth has been unstoppable inside, at least unstoppable by Duke. He's got 17, but still the Blue Devils with a 44-35 lead on the road against Indiana. Glad to have you along in the UPS Halftime Report. You know, we've spent most of the offseason talking about poor old North Carolina, all of the players that they lost. What about poor old Paul Hewitt at Georgia Tech? He lost all of his guys, too. He lost virtually all of his scoring. Now he's got to take his youngsters up to Breslin Center in East Lansing to take on Michigan State. Paul Davis-Digger only had 3 in the first half, went off in the second.
Well, I guarantee you, Izzo at halftime said, get him the ball, because he ends up 10 for 12 with 19 points in that second half for a total of 22, and he brings them back in his game. But they don't guard the line. This is where they break down, going right down to the wire, guarding the threes.
Anthony Morrow, a couple of threes for Georgia Tech, and late in the game in a 6-point game. How about this roll, Jay? Supposed to get that at home.
Anthony Morrow went 7 of 11 from three-point land, and Georgia Tech had a chance. Rashawn Dickey knocking down the 3 off the broken play. Georgia Tech has a chance to win the game. Sam Frederick just couldn't get it to go. Amazing that they had a chance. They shot 65% in the second half. Michigan State did not guard very well at all.
A 2-point victory for Sparty. Minnesota and Maryland, and Minnesota jumped to a huge lead. Adam Boone knocking down the 3.
59% in the first half for Minnesota, and they did very well in the offensive glass.
Nick Kaner-Medley had 13 in the first half, keeping Maryland in it. Sterling Ledbetter finding Kaner-Medley inside, and Maryland creeping back into this thing. Second half, Maryland had trimmed it down to 2. Here comes DJ Strawberry.
Yeah, and this is where DJ does his best. He ties it to come back, and this is their first lead. It was a full court pressure in the second half, which just took Minnesota out of this game. It becomes a blowout.
Travis Garrison able to lay it in there, and Dan Monson got a little hot. He tried to call a timeout, not giving it to him, and ended up getting himself chased.
Well, it was a good thing he threw away that jacket. It wasn't very attractive anyway.
I have a feeling your cell phone's going to be ringing soon. Mike Jones, the steal and the slam. Well, once Dan cools off a little bit, 83-66. Gophers played a very good first half. Maryland awakened in the second half to take that game in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. And another victory for the ACC. Virginia over Northwestern. Both of those home games for the ACC. 72-57 is the final there. ESPN.com's Andy Katz reporting that the NCAA has ruled Kentucky big man Randolph Morris ineligible for now because of his relationship with an agency. As you'll recall, Morris declared for the NBA draft but was not selected. Tried to come back to school. Kentucky and Tubby Smith have been working with the NCAA trying to work out all of the strings and the potential violations because of his declaration for the draft. Now, it does not mean Morris can't play this season. What it does mean is that Kentucky will have to seek his reinstatement before the NCAA's reinstatement committee. A lot of bureaucracy here, Jay, and Morris tried to go to the draft, wants to come back. What's your stance on all of this?
You know, whether he had too close a relationship with SFX is a factual matter that I'll leave up to the NCAA, but I know one thing. This rule has got to go. The NCAA has got to institute a bright line rule. Once you declare for the NBA draft, you are giving up your eligibility. This test the waters rule does not work. It encourages these kids to jump into the NBA, and then the NCAA says, well, yeah, you can come back if you don't get drafted or if you pull out before the draft. But what they're doing with this test the waters rule, they're saying, okay, jump into the pool, but then we're going to punish you for getting wet. And it's a stupid rule. It needs to go. I've heard a lot of reasonable debate about it saying, no, I like the rule. The kids should have a chance. Every junior that can walk and chew gum at the same time declares for the NBA draft after their junior year. It's stupid. They need to get rid of the whole thing and stop this ridiculous business about trying to determine, you know, if a kid declares to go pro, he clearly wants to be a pro. But then say, well, you can come back. Well, now, no, you took a sandwich, so you can't go back anymore. If you're going to let them act like pros, don't be surprised if they get involved with agents. It's not. This is ridiculous.
And say he comes back. And when does he come back? If he comes back for the SEC season, now that disrupts the team you've got in place, thinking you're not going to have the kid. But now all of a sudden he comes back, it really disrupts your rhythm that you built in, I think, a team that's going to try to make a run for the SEC title.
That's very true, and I totally agree with you, but a lot of the coaches do want the opportunities to get these guys back because they need talent, because they need to stay off of the hot seat. And I'm not trying to make a joke about that.
Seat?
I'm not
We're back on the hot seat.
They just want good players.
in November, not now.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Back after this.
This halftime report is delivered by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Dad, I see packages coming in from Shanghai today.
Yeah, Oracle, I know. 280 from Portland tomorrow morning.
What?
It's UPS. See, now I get a detailed report of all their shipments coming in.
Huh.
I've already notified production and alerted sales.
Well, I can't compete with that.
Yeah, that's why you're being reassigned. To accounting. Oh, my stapler.
I knew he'd come in handy someday.
I'm State Farm Agent Ephraim Sanchez, and this is a true story.
I never knew that his good grades would save us money on car insurance.
I never knew he could get good grades.
He cheated.
He had a tutor.
When I found out about Mark's grades, I got him a good student discount.
Dad, if you get me a car, we could get another discount.
Mark's getting a car?
That's so not fair.
More drivers get more discounts from State Farm than anybody else. See what a State Farm agent could save you today.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
Oh, there's no place like home for the
Come to Lowe's, where there's a store within a store with amazing holiday values. You'll find festive new decorations you won't find anywhere else, as well as a huge selection of quality pre-lit trees. Even new inflatable outdoor decorations that only Lowe's has. So come to Lowe's, where you'll save more this holiday season.
sweet home.
Have 50,000, going once, twice, sold to the gentleman in the center.
I want to go ahead and sell it now.
Constantly buying and selling stocks doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones advises clients to buy long-term investments.
Gingerbread Blast. Sonic's got it, others don't. It's your favorite holiday cookie, crumbled into a delicious frozen treat. Sonic's new Gingerbread Blast. Buy reloadable My Sonic card today and give the gift of great food. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Technology has made your morning easier. Why not your shave? The new Philips Norelco Smart Touch XL gave more with every touch, with 3 shaving rings in each shaving head. And because now it pivots to stay on your face and neck, even tricky hairs are cut. Make every stroke count. Philips Norelco.
This halftime report is delivered by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Portland State giving Gonzaga a little bit of a run. They're inside 90 seconds to go. Zags up by 8.
Yeah, but you got to look at Adam Morrison. He takes a game over 32 again tonight.
And Villanova cruising against Ryder, 86-57 the final.
Where?
Ryder. I'm not sure who went to school there.
I did go there. It's now the University of Ryder, since it was Ryder College when I was there.
Alan Ray had 21 points. J.J. Redick had 15 in the first half for Duke. Blue Devils up by 9 on the Hoosiers.
Congratulations to the University of Ryder College.
What's he doing here?
Beats me. Can I help you, sir?
I'm looking for our security.
Yes, sir. Our security is in the network, sir.
This blinky thing is our security?
The security thing is everywhere the network is served.
Let me get this straight. The security is in the blinky thing, and it's in the doohickey next to the blinky thing? This is technical jargon, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Security, powered by Cisco.
No regrets about my NBA career. Some people say I played too intense. But when you're playing the D, you got to be ready to get on the floor. And that may have cut my career short a little bit. I live my life today ready to be called. You never know who's watching you, who's ready to call you back. Back to the big show.
Ready for life in the NBA? NBA 06, The Life, Volume 1. Rated E for everyone.
You got to box him out.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love.
Oh, I won the Daytona 500. I won the Daytona 500. Yeah, that was me, all right. You know, a lot of things have changed
the first time. For the street, I want the same advantage. In and out quick and done right. Come see my friends at Raven Tire.
Thank you, DW. Your car's ready to go.
Come see my friends at Raven Tire.
Jermaine Taylor was the heir apparent.
Get right hand for Taylor.
Bernard Hopkins hadn't lost in a decade.
Hopkins got in the big right hand
and
shot.
when it was over,
And
the animosity began.
You know you didn't beat me. I'll beat you again, and I'm gonna teach you to respect me.
Taylor Hopkins 2, No Respect, Saturday, December 3rd, live on Events in Demand pay-per-view.
Order now. SiggyCom, choices for the way you live.
The Big Ten ACC Challenge, presented by Cisco Systems, is brought to you by PlayStation 2. Live in your world, play in ours.
Nine-point lead for the Duke Blue Devils as we go to the second half here in Bloomington, Indiana. Dan Shulman and Dick Vitale, Doris Burke back with you. The Big Ten ACC Challenge presented by Cisco Systems, and the ACC with a couple of wins by Maryland and Virginia tonight. Up 5-4, a win here for Duke would clinch it. Time now for the first half stats presented by MasterCard. And Indiana doing a lot of their work inside. The shooting was great for both teams. The turnovers were awful for both teams. But, Dick, you pointed out to me on the stat sheet, Indiana making 14 threes per game in their first 3 games. They didn't make a single three in the first half.
Well, Dan, you knew it was a #1 priority with Duke. We talked to Coach K before the game, and he stressed how they really had to do a job on a perimeter and shut that game down. Where they haven't done a job is inside. He's getting the ball in too deep, Killingsworth, and he really was so effective, 30 to 35 points on the interior. He just dominated in the lane. J.J. Redick, he did all he could. There's that great ball fake for you young kids that are watching. Had 15 big ones, moving without the basketball, squares his body exceptionally well. Sheldon Williams has to start getting going, Doris.
But as you were talking about Marco Killingsworth, his impact on this program started last season. He dominated in practice just very much like he dominated the first half. In fact, DJ White, who went on to win the Big Ten Rookie of the Year, said this is why. He said, I started to understand watching and playing against Killingsworth how to score inside. So this is a guy who impacted Indiana from day one.
A.J. Ratliff says he's the best player he ever played, with Indiana going inside right away on the first possession. McRoberts came down for a quick double team and blocked a shot from behind. Boy, great hands. He makes tough catches, too.
You know, Dan, we talk about the first 4 minutes. This is going to be crucial for Indiana. They have to get a little bit of a spurt. They can't allow Duke to go on an 8-1 or 10-3 spurt.
They fell behind 16-2. Indiana did in the first half. Got back within 2 points a couple of times, but down 9 here as we open the second half. Killingsworth inside draws the foul on Sheldon Williams, his second.
He's only taken the ball at the best defensive player in America last year, won the award. Duke's had so many guys that have been recipient of that award, including guys like Billy King, now the general manager, Steve Wojciechowski. You think about Tommy Amica.
6 National Defensive Players of the Year under Mike Krzyzewski.
We got into what we call triple threat position for you young kids. Catch the basketball, face the defensive player, get into triple threat position where you can either drive, pass, or you can shoot the jump shot.
Killingsworth, 59% free throws through the first 3 games of the season. Misses both. Rebound Sheldon Williams. Opportunity lost for the Hoosiers.
Defense has got to be big now for Indiana early in the second half.
McRoberts backing down Vaden, missed the shot. Again, Duke trying to take advantage of their size advantage at the 4 spot.
Well, McRoberts has that size.
Vaden taking advantage of his speed at the other end, but he missed the bank shot. Indiana again starting the small lineup. Vaden really a wing player, starting at what, for lack of a better term right now, is a power forward spot for the Hoosiers. Paulus again tried to thread the needle. It's out of bounds, staying with the Blue Devils. Paulus had 9 points in the first half, 3 assists, did turn the ball over 4 times. McRoberts, a bullet pass back to Paulus. And Sheldon Williams misses the jump hook. Indiana basketball.
Paulus should have just dropped a little bounce pass there, threw the ball too low. He threw it at the ankles of Sheldon Williams, and that made it difficult for Williams to catch that ball. Take a look right there. There's a little pass. Threw it real low. Had to bring the ball down, reduce his size.
Lewis Monroe at the point for the Hoosiers, the other transfer from Auburn, along with Marco Killingsworth. Baden putting it on the floor. Nice pass inside. Killingsworth is fouled again.
Well, he's fouled again, but you got to convert. He went up and was empty last time on a free throw line, as you mentioned, Dan, shooting 59%.
Dick, it's Sheldon Williams again. That's his third. Here comes Melchioni. Sheldon Williams is going to have to come out of this game a minute and a half into the second half.
We talked about how that would be certainly one of the objectives of Indiana. Go to Killingsworth and try to attack Sheldon Williams.
Another missed free throw. And here comes Melchioni. Now Josh McRoberts is going to have to defend Killingsworth. And you know Indiana's going to go inside every time to try to get McRoberts in foul trouble.
You got to pound it inside, but if you're going to go to the free throw line, you got to convert.
1 of 2 here, 2 of 6 in the game. Indiana trying to knock off number 1 Duke, trailing by 8 early stages second half.
Right now, Duke really doesn't have great post presence. McRoberts is one guy that can give a little bit on the inside. Turnover, sloppy play right there by Duke. They have been really turning the ball over.
15th turnover, and Mike Krzyzewski does not like what he sees. He'll use a timeout here early in the second half. On their feet again at Assembly Hall, the Hoosiers down 8 to number 1 Duke.
Every Subway sandwich is made fresh right in front of you, so you choose all the ingredients. The meat, the veggies, the fresh baked bread. No wonder so many people are coming over to the great taste of Subway subs. Because when you really think about it, they don't make the sandwiches. You do. Subway. Eat fresh.
Now make a 3-inch incision between the 4th and 5th abdominal muscles.
Shouldn't you be doing this?
Making important financial decisions on your own doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones prefers meeting clients face to face.
With a Canon PowerShot digital camera, you can make a powerful statement.
Make every shot a power shot.
Complete the picture and bring your photos to life with the Selfie Compact Photo Printer.
If you love the convenience of shopping online, but you want to get a hold of your stuff ASAP, Circuit City makes it simple. Just buy online at CircuitCity.com and choose the in-store pickup option. We're the only place that guarantees your purchase will be ready for pickup in 24 minutes or less. If it's not, we'll give you a $24 gift card. It's that simple. Circuit City.
Hey, so what'd they say?
Same. 3 hours.
We'll still be at my folks for Christmas.
I say we start Christmas right now.
Honey, this isn't very Christmassy.
Sure it is. You're here.
This holiday, tell her she's what makes everything special with a beautiful gift of gold from Kay Jewelers. Because gold is the one language everyone understands. And you can be assured that she'll get the message.
At least Santa's still flying.
Every kiss begins with K.
This telecast is available on ESPN HD. Sponsored by Philips Flat TVs with Ambilight. To get ESPN HD, call your cable operator or satellite provider.
Back here in Bloomington, where Indiana trails Duke by 6. You've seen Marco Killingsworth. You remember DJ White, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year from last year, out with a broken foot right now. For an update on his condition, here's Doris Burke.
Well, Danny told me optimistically he'd like to be back in 2 weeks. Actually put a sneaker on yesterday, did some shooting. It may be 2 to 4 weeks, but imagine, as dominant as Marco Killingsworth has been, DJ White has put on 30 pounds. He's much more physically prepared to compete, and the tandem inside Dick would be a very tough duo to deal with.
I think that'd be probably the best tandem in the Big Ten, Doris, maybe in the country as a 1-2 combination.
Foul called on McRoberts inside. That is going to be his third, and that's who it goes against, and it does. So Sheldon Williams on the bench with 3. Josh McRoberts on the floor with 3. And now Mike Krzyzewski is going to go deeper into his bench than he really was comfortable doing in New York. Eric Boateng A 6'10 freshman out of London, England, is going to replace McRoberts. And this is where Duke is a little bit uncertain. How deep can they go on that bench?
And it's also a period of time where Indiana's got to take advantage of this.
Yep. He pounded it inside of the big guy.
He's got to educate the young guy. They're going to bring it to him.
Here
I'm a fifth-year player, man. I'm going to go right by you.
And he did.
There it is. That's just smart basketball. That's good basketball IQ.
20 points for Marco Killingsworth.
Duke has never been a team that has utilized a lot of people. So this is not really a rarity.
Redick on the drive.
You got to be able to stop him. Somebody's got to get some help. Can't make him make the turn and get that lane for a deuce.
The All-American has 17, but the momentum has swung, you feel, in favor of Indiana because of Duke's foul trouble right now. A pass off the knee of Killingsworth. He picks it up and draws the foul.
Mike Davis has now 3 head coaches on his staff with him. Donnie Marsh, Sidney Green, and Terry Rupp. There's the ball inside. Killingsworth getting him in real deep. You get him in deep like that around the basket. Jay alluded to that earlier. I mean, you got to be able to defend down in that post.
That foul on Lee Melchioni.
Here's Redick. He says, anything you can do, I can take it right to the goal. Lack of seeing the ball, and man, that's really an art that a lot of kids really mess up on. They won't see ball and man. A lot of guys can play the ball tough, but once the ball comes out of the hand of the offensive player, they're lost.
Dockery, nice backdoor cut. Hollis has it rejected by Killingsworth.
Killingsworth with that good help defense. Sheldon Williams coming back out with 3. I think it's a smart move bringing him back.
Boateng will sit right back down.
This Killingsworth rotating over.
Used his weak hand, his offhand there, Dick.
Yes, sir. Used the right hand.
3-pointer. J.J. Redick knocks it down. He's got 20.
Is he a big timer? Is he a PTP or what? I just love him.
This guy is too. He is unstoppable inside.
He's so unique the way he gets it off with that left hand. All around the basket, so efficient. He is a PTP, no doubt.
Sheldon Williams, and he is fouled.
Every time it looks like Indiana's going to make a little bit of a run and close the gap, here comes J.J. Redick, and that's a sign of a superstar.
Foul on Killingsworth, his second. Let's look at the big fella down at the other end.
See the way he seals off on the inside? 2 people try to attack him. He spins away from the help.
Well, he's such a wide body, and Sheldon Williams is smart enough to know playing with 3 fouls, he's got to be very careful out there.
J.J. Redick, a little politician, had his arm around. Look at his arms around Donnie Gray. He's hugging the official. He's talking. He said, come on, Mr. Gray, give me I'm an All-American. I was a rough player of the year. I need a call.
1 of 2 for Williams. Skying for the rebounder, Roderick Wilmot, the redshirt junior out of Miramar, Florida.
He can score. He's a big-time scorer on the Scholastic level in Florida.
Option number 1 is the big guy looking for the basketball.
Why not go at him? Go right at Sheldon Williams, trying to get that 40.
He has it now. They're clearing out for him.
There's that triple threat position.
Great pass to Wilmot.
He is a terrific passer. That's another great asset of Killingsworth. The ability to find the open man. Triple threat position, draws the defense.
Redick leaning in, has it blocked from behind, and another rebound for Wilmot. The 3 is good for Strickland, and the Hoosiers are back in it.
That's the first 3 they've knocked down tonight. They came in making 14 a game. Duke has done a great job shutting off that 3.
What a basketball game here in Indiana. The Hoosiers trying to knock off number 1, trying to take advantage of foul trouble, but J.J. Redick has the answer again.
Hey, Dan, we're seeing a special performance by 2 guys. A guy on the interior and a guy on a perimeter. They're responding, answering each other, and that's what All-Americans do.
And we talked about it. We talked about it in New York. As Baden keeps possession, Wilmot launches with 3. But J.J. Redick is so much more of a complete player than he was a couple of years ago because he can score now in so many different ways.
These are 2 of the better teams that come March are going to certainly be teams that really have to deal with. I can't wait to see Indiana when they hooked up DJ White on that floor.
Right now, Lewis Monroe, the best perimeter defender Indiana has, trying to shadow Reddick around the floor. So it's Melchioni who hits the three.
There's that inside-outside action. Great recognition by Sheldon Williams, who was the male athlete of the year selected by USA Basketball. Played brilliantly for Jay Wright on the World University Games team that won the gold medal in Turkey.
Boy, they are swarming Killingsworth, and he's called for a double dribble.
Double dribble.
An unpopular call here in Bloomington, but Killingsworth still has done a lot of extraordinary things here tonight, including pass the ball.
There he is with that pass off the dribble move, finds the open man. I tell you, my guy, you ate big time. You did some extraordinary things eating today at Quansi, the great Italian restaurant of Bloomington.
I want to go over a few things before you leave for Oslo. 80 gig, titanium, Wi-Fi, secure. Should you find yourself sans laptop, check in with this. Bluetooth, broadband, built-in camera. Secure. If it's on our network, it's secure.
Encrypted, hacker-proof, titanium.
It's a pen.
Security, powered by Cisco.
That's shrapnel just waiting to happen. Hey, let's jack things up. I think we got a winner.
Sweet AC.
Jack X, rated T for teen.
At UBS, we offer our clients serious financial resources. Over 100 years of experience. The expertise of the world's largest wealth management firm. And, of course, the most serious resource of all. A relationship with an advisor who actually understands you. Wealth management at UBS. From wealth preservation to lending and investment. You and us. UBS.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
The inspirational true story.
I have to believe I got some kind of say over our lives.
Of a man who was given a second chance.
This time around, I know what I'm fighting for.
Ron Howard's best movie. Russell Crowe, Renee Zellweger, Cinderella Man on DVD.
Back here at Assembly Hall, the Big Ten ACC Challenge presented by Cisco Systems. Duke leading Indiana by 9. Lee Melchioni was struggling with his shot. Big Vitale coming in, but no longer.
Well, this is a big play right here. The ball goes down into the post. You're going to watch the entry here. Now watch him. They're going to draw help, and he's going to bring it right back to Melchioni. And Melchioni squares his body. They need his 3. I mean, it was down to 6. That blows, brings it up to 9.
A very emotional guy, gets in a very good groove when a couple of shots fall and can get down on himself when they don't, but he's shooting well here tonight.
You know, it was 9.5, and it's still 9, so the first 4 minutes, they've been able to negate them due to the great play of the All-American, J.J. Reddick. Sloppy right there. That's a sloppy play.
Duke also trying to play through some foul trouble right now. Sheldon Williams sat down with his 3rd, came back into the game. Josh McRoberts is on the bench with 3. So you get the feeling Indiana's got a window here to get back into this game or to get Williams to pick up his 4th foul. Crowd wanted a carry there on Paulus. Looked like he had the ball on his hip for a moment. Now another turnover, and it's Klein who created the contact down in the paint.
They only have a chance to come back and really make the run if they can find a way to contain J.J. Reddick. They have not been able to contain him. You're not going to stop him, but you got to be able to contain him.
We saw Killingsworth on the bench, so now how does Indiana score here?
Well, right now, they're looking for the perimeter to 3.
A little bit strong with that is A.J. Ratliff, his first game back from a thumb injury. He shot the ball beautifully in practice today, a little bit strong on that 3.
Well, he had a broken thumb, and that's a real, you know, that psychologically bothers you.
He's He's got a wrap on that right hand, but still is able to stroke the ball. Melchione, the lob inside, and the foul committed by Ratliff over the back of Sheldon Williams.
You know, players psychologically have some problems when they think so much. And I think Melchione might have been affected by the 1-foot differential in the experimental rule in terms of the three-point line. A little bit more comfortable maybe at 19-9.
The foul, the second on Ratliff. Here comes the big fella, Killingsworth. They can't afford to have him on the bench for too long.
He looks like a heavyweight champ, man. Hey, gonna have a little fun at halftime with Richard and James.
Yeah, a bunch of Indianapolis Colts are here tonight, including Mr. James, who was all fired up to see Dickie V.
He's a lot of fun, man.
Melchione looking inside for Sheldon Williams. Now back to Paulus.
Undefeated, got the Seoul State gold. Bananas, Tony Dungy, a cross act.
11-0. Reddick doesn't get the foul. Sheldon Williams comes up with it. Then a foul after the ball came back down. Donnie Gray trying to get the Duke coaches to sit down. That foul goes on Killingsworth. And it's his third. There's Edgerrin James. There's your guy.
There's Edgerrin. He's got the cool look. Miami. Former superstar.
Eric Sewer into the game and out for Indiana. Melchione, along with that three, rebound Killingsworth.
Now, right now, you got to wait and go inside. You got to make something happen off the hands of this guy right here.
Well, he shouldn't be handling, but he gets it back. Now nobody's on him.
Something inside to him.
Remember, he's a lefty.
Can't play him with three. So strong, so physical, so dominating.
25 points, 3 away from a career high.
I was impressed watching that practice last year, but let me tell you something, Mr. Schulman. He's better than what I thought. He's better than advertised.
With more on the big guy, back to Doris Burke.
Well, guys, it's about talent. It's about work ethic. An hour before Indiana's shoot-around, Marco Killingsworth walked in the gym and was put through the rigors by assistant coach Kerry Rupp. Worked on the post moves, worked on the face-up game. This is a guy with aspirations for the next level, but focused on getting Indiana into the NCAA tournament again, guys.
I'll tell you what, they got a great shot. Doris, he works half as hard as you do. You're one of the hardest working people in the business.
That foul on Callaway, his first. Melchione wide open, another three.
What great vision, created by the penetration of Paulus. Paulus is going to be another outstanding point guard in a line of them. Started years ago with Tommy Amica.
After the injury to DeMarcus Nelson, Paulus moving into the starting lineup, and it doesn't look like he's going to come out for a long, long time.
He loves playing. He really reflects everything that Coach K believes in. All about the team, Dad.
4 older brothers and a younger brother for Greg Paulus, his younger brother, a terrific football prospect as a quarterback as well.
Later on SportsCenter, your match to first place, why the Clips-Cavs game actually means something. No team has stopped Reggie Bush, why UCLA thinks it can, and find out why Bill Parcells thinks his team may be headed for trouble.
What does America need right now?
How about an assurance from Dodge?
What would that be?
Gas and scheduled maintenance for 2 years.
A 60,000-mile limited warranty.
Engine, transmission, oil changes. They're all covered.
What does it mean to you?
I can fill up my tank without emptying my wallet.
Scheduled maintenance is taken care of.
Gas maintenance warranty?
What else is there?
It's our Miles of Freedom plan. Now till the end of the year, get 2 years of gas and scheduled maintenance and a 5-year or 60,000-mile limited warranty on a great selection of 05 and 06 models. It's all taken care of.
On Saturday, December 10th, one college football player will go from being great to being a legend. The Heisman Trophy presentation, December 10th at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
Lindsay, can you believe that Mrs. Claus, Cousin Margaret, and a few elves have tennis elbow?
Worse than that, Santa hasn't hurt me.
Daddy and Dr. Grimley can help them.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Family and staff at Gilkey Chiropractic would like to wish you happy holidays.
King's Great Buys Plus for quality appliances that make your house a home. Get great performance and outstanding quality. High-definition TV and surround sound. So vivid, so clear, so perfect for the holidays. Featuring all the finest brands and helpful, friendly service at our guaranteed low price. Our best to you. King's Great Buys Plus.
a lot of fun so far here in Bloomington. Duke leading Indiana by 10, all a part of the Big Ten ACC Challenge. The ACC looking to win for the 7th year in a row, leading 5-4. A Duke win would lock it up. But let's talk about the Big Ten a little bit. Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan State, Wisconsin. It could be really crowded at the top of that league.
Well, I think you got some outstanding teams up on top that could make a serious run in the postseason, especially when you look at the likes of Iowa. I think they're going to be an outstanding team, obviously, with a lot of veterans. And this club from Indiana, and certainly Michigan State. I think Michigan State, we'll see them next Tuesday against Boston College.
Part of the Jimmy V, Tuesday night on ESPN. Also Kansas and St. Joe's. Also, we'll see Michigan in a couple of weeks. What do you think of Tommy Amaker's team?
Well, they got a chance. They really do.
Oh.
Have a chance to be.
Williams with a block, but Killingsworth to follow. He's got 27.
Well, you know, Tommy's got some kids back that were out last year. Suffered the loss injury-wise to Lester Abram. He's got Horton back. Had a big win last night. Games that he has to win at home. Blew out Miami.
That last foul before the break, by the way, was on Greg Paulus, his third.
He's getting a serious time right now for Indiana. They got to shut down some of these threes. Luckione's made 2 big threes here in this half.
4 seniors and the freshman Paulus on the floor for Mike Krzyzewski. The leaner. And another rebound for Killingsworth.
Keep pounding it inside. Keep pounding it inside. Wait for the big man.
Oh, the big guy's trailing and he hits the three.
Oh, he said, what about a little versatility? I can do it all. I can shoot the 3. I can take it to the rack. I'm big. I'm strong. I'm tough. I'm a winner. Went to the Sweet 16 with Auburn. Lost to Syracuse up in Albany. The year Syracuse won it all.
30 points for Killingsworth, a new career high. Dockery leans in, follows. Indiana basketball.
Every time they've made a run, somehow J.J. Redick has been able to respond. Mike Krzyzewski very adamant on that sideline. Thought he saw a little push, talking to Tommy O'Neill. One time worked in the NBA. Why not? You go to the horse right now, baby. You go to your thoroughbred.
Dick Killingsworth was a very good player at Auburn, but he obviously used his redshirt year well. He has become a phenomenal player right now. Fade away for Baden, and the Hoosiers narrow the gap again.
We have not seen the real Baden. This kid's a good player. There's a T.O., baby. There's a little nerve-wracking time. They're loving it in Hoosier country. That bandwagon's going to start to fill up. There have been many people getting out of that bandwagon, screaming about the Odins and the Conleys, Vic Roberts, and all the kids that are saying bye-bye. And all Mr. Davis says, they leave me in Indiana, I go south, my friends, right. And I go get kids from Alabama.
A 7-0 run for the Hoosiers, a 3-point game here in Bloomington. And be sure and tune in tomorrow night over on ESPN. 2 more great action as the Kansas Jayhawks host Nick Fazekas and the Nevada Wolfpack. College basketball on ESPN2 Thursday at 9 Eastern. Again, we'll see Kansas next week in the Jimmy V. Very young, like North Carolina, but very talented.
How much fun. We're going to see St. Joseph's, who blew out Drexel. Bill Martelli's got himself a nice basketball team, along with Xavier, Temple, to be major factors in the Atlantic 10. Oh, college hoops, man. You gotta love it. Gotta love college hoops.
Dick McRoberts in, Sheldon Williams out for Duke out of the timeout.
Well, your friends up, my friends. You better watch this one. We got number one in the nation, trying to hang on.
Great effort by Strickland, but he knocked it out of bounds. Look at Mike Davis, way out on the floor.
You learn so much about your team in situations like this. First 3 games, Mike Davis's club put on absolutely a blitz against Cupcake City. Bargain basement goodies. Not here tonight. Tonight they face one of America's premier teams, premier programs, and they are really meeting the challenge.
Foul from behind committed by Marshall Strickland.
Shot selection, free throw conversion, all so essential when you get late in the game.
Number 3 on Strickland.
Indiana's been empty, not part of the big dance the last 2 years. That's not going to make it here. Now where basketball is a passion for it.
Double team on Redick, somehow finds the open man. Boy, Indiana's pressuring the basketball at every opportunity. Great defensive effort.
You got to really extend it, trying to give help to one another. They got to find this guy. Somebody's got to try to contain him.
He tries to make it happen himself, misses the jumper.
Very athletic, this Indiana team.
Callaway, Monroe, Strickland. But it all revolves around the big guy, Killingsworth. There he is. Wave it off. Wave it off. And a push is the call. A foul to call before the shot. I think McRoberts. And if it is him, it's his fourth. And just like that, here comes Sheldon Williams.
McRoberts having a tough time inside, as many will, against this veteran player. Remember now, these guys are fifth-year players.
Yeah.
You talk Monroe, you talk about Klein, you talk about Killingsworth.
So now Sheldon Williams playing with three, has to try and shut down, so far, the unstoppable Marco Killingsworth tonight. Strickland on the drive. Oh, Monroe passed up a wide-open three. Callaway too strong.
When I was Brick City, USA there, Monroe did have the good look. He struggled out of the gate, got a couple of quick fouls. Hollis going to play a lot of minutes, man. A lot of minutes.
Duke hasn't scored in about 4 minutes. Indiana ball again. Paulus looking for the foul call, didn't get it.
And the reason they haven't scored, Dan, is because of the defensive effort that has them totally out of rhythm. Doris, they are really totally out of rhythm.
Well, they are, Dick, and one of the problems is Greg Paulus. And one thing Mike Krzyzewski told us in New York, he's got to get used to somebody being in his grill and pressuring him, handling the basketball. Not necessarily getting stripped, but decision-making. We're seeing it here in the second half.
What a pass from Callaway to Killingsworth.
Why not dump it inside to the big K, baby? He's a killer on that interior. He's absolutely a man playing with boys. He is a Goliath. Oh, they're rocking in Bloomington. They are rocking. Does it double up on a post?
Paulus open for three. And Indiana can take the lead.
Give it back to the big guy. Yes, sir. Get it to you, baby. The Hoosiers are on fire. They're in transition. College hoops is alive and well in the Big Ten and in Bloomington, Indiana. Oh, baby, this is going to be special this year.
This is unbelievable tonight. The house is rocking here in Bloomington. An 11-0 run for the Hoosiers, and they have the lead on #1 Duke. They were down 16-2, clawed back in the first half, clawed back in the second half, and they've got their first lead of the game thanks to a career night from Marco Killingsworth.
He has put on an incredible show on the inside. He's been such a dominant force. Take a look at him right now. There's the ball in transition, and there's the jam.
What's he doing here?
It's me. Can I help you, sir?
I'm looking for our security.
Yes, sir. Our security is in the network, sir.
This blinky thing is our security?
The security thing is everywhere. The network is, sir.
Let me get this straight. The security is in the blinky thing, and it's in the doohickey next to the blinky thing? This is technical jargon, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Security, powered by Cisco.
What does America need right now?
How about an assurance from Dodge?
What would that be?
Gas and scheduled maintenance for 2 years.
A 60,000-mile limited warranty.
Engine, transmission, oil changes. They're all covered.
What does it mean to you?
I can fill up my tank without emptying my wallet.
Scheduled maintenance is taken care of.
Gas maintenance warranty.
What else is there?
It's our Miles of Freedom plan. Now till the end of the year, get 2 years of gas and scheduled maintenance and a 5-year or 60,000-mile limited warranty on a great selection of 05 and 06 models. It's all taken care of.
Playing for the Clippers was good, but a lot different than Russia.
Bogovic was big, strong, slow.
I had a good all-around game. I think I had a pretty soft touch.
The transition from international ball is difficult for a lot of players, but for Bogovic it was impossible.
Ready for life in the NBA? NBA 06, The Life, Volume 1. Rated E for everyone.
Go to Doris, all right.
The Big Ten ACC Challenge is presented by Cisco, changing the way people work, live, play, and learn. Innovation powered by Cisco. And in part by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Back at Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana, an 11-0 run for the Hoosiers. Their first lead of the night, a career night for transfer Marco Killingsworth. 34 points. For more on the big fella, here's Doris Burke.
Well, guys, as much heat as Mike Davis has taken for not signing in-state kids, he's gotten good players, and he transferred from Auburn to Indiana is because of Mike Davis. He said, I had a comfort zone. Both Southern guys, he said, everybody I knew in the South in basketball knew Coach Davis. He's been great. I'm thrilled I'm here.
Hey, Doris, the same thing DJ White told me today. He's from Tuscaloosa. That's where the campus of Alabama is. I said, why did journey to Bloomington? He said, Mike Davis. So taking the heat about the local kids, you got to also give them credit for getting those other big guys.
Good position for Sheldon Williams. Duke up by 1.
They finally get the ball inside to Sheldon to where he's able to convert. We saw him have a career-high 30 against Memphis and was the recipient of the MVP award.
Scored 50 points in the 2 games in New York. He's got a relatively quiet 9 tonight. Oh, a huge block right there on Killingsworth.
Great play by Sheldon Williams on the defensive side.
Dockery misses the 3. Rebound Hoosiers. They're looking to run again, Dick.
They can get up and down the floor.
Monroe. Indiana gets it back. Double team, nice pass.
He's so uncanny down there in that post.
The floater by Strickland.
Strickland, and when they get a healthy A.J. Ratliff.
And D.J. White on the interior with Marco Killingsworth. This team is going to be something.
Major factor. Great chance to win the Big Ten. Since 1993.
J.J. Redick on the drive.
He's been quiet lately. They've done a better job of defending him lately.
Strickland for 3. Callaway keeps it alive, but it's Duke basketball.
He's done a good job off the bench.
Yes, he has. Junior college transfer, great speed. Indiana too deep at every spot, and especially deep in the backcourt. Williams, good position inside of Killingsworth.
That was a great position, but what a great look by J.J. Redick. Created, we talked about earlier, angles. Had the terrific angle, 45 degree to get that look in the box.
Timeout taken by Mike Davis of Indiana.
Good timeout right there by Mike Davis.
What a game tonight. What an atmosphere here.
I remember Indiana playing Duke in Madison Square Garden. Andre Patterson went for about 39 for the General, and they beat Duke.
Marco Killingsworth doing everything for Indiana tonight, Dick.
Wow, look at him on the inside. So deep, he's allowed to get the ball. So strong, uncanny, utilizing his left hand down inside. There he is, stays with it. Very physical. Really knows how to get position. Square, shows good touch, nothing but nylon.
We mentioned it earlier, but it bears repeating. Sheldon Williams is the reigning National Defensive Player of the Year. And Williams hasn't been defending Killingsworth all night long, but most of the night. And Killingsworth has put up 34 points on him, but he's now gone to the bench. Sean Klein has checked in. You know Killingsworth is going to be back very soon.
Yeah, just trying to get him ready for that stretch drive. Well, you think about Duke, and you think certainly Redick should get to the 2,000 mark. You think about 2,000 scorers, Johnny Dawkins, Leitner, Jaminski, Ferry, Allery, Jay Williams, Gene Banks, and Jim Sparnarco from out of New Jersey.
Nice look to Klein. Missed the running layup. And Jim Burr's got a foul call going against, let's see. Going against Indiana. It's Klein, it's his first.
It will not be long before Killingsworth's on the floor.
Yeah.
I would right now try to attack inside and go to Sheldon Williams with him out of the lineup. Sheldon's going to recognize that. Coming down to winning time now, maybe a little two-man game. There's the ball screen up on high. Two-man game trying to dump it inside to Williams.
Redick, nice bounce pass into Williams, just like you said.
Got to bring it into the big guy. Got to recognize situations. Got to be aware of score, time, matchups. Got to understand personnel.
Great all-around, great passing in addition to his 22 points. Vaden going right by Dockery. Baseline line drive jumper falls. 1-point game. Vaden's a good scoring option for this team as well.
I like his quickness. I like his ability to pull up, shoot that medium range jump shot. Again, pound it into Sheldon Williams. Says why? I can hit the three.
And a little pump of the fist from the All-American on his way back down the floor.
I didn't think he was getting an open look right there.
25 for J.J. Redick.
He was able to get some separation.
Killingsworth at the scores table. He's coming into the next opportunity.
I'll tell you what I love about J.J. Redick, how hard he plays every possession. He really has a love and an unbelievable thirst for the game.
I'm not sure he's come out of this game tonight.
He just loves to play, loves to compete.
Strickland trying to go by Melchione. Nice cut by Klein. Getting a piece of it. Another block for Sheldon Williams.
That's what he does best. Had 9 block shots earlier this year. The record at the school is 10.
Meanwhile, the clock keeps ticking, and Killingsworth keeps waiting to get back into this game.
Cherry Tree Parks once blocked 10 shots.
Double team on Williams. Open Melchione. The kick to Dockery.
Great ball movement. He hit a big 3 against Memphis and some open looks Dockery.
3:45 to go. Will step aside. Killingsworth will come back in when we return. J.J. Redick, yet another answer for Duke. 25 points tonight. The Blue Devils up by 4.
What does America need right now?
How about an assurance from Dodge?
What would that be?
Gas and scheduled maintenance for 2 years.
A 60,000-mile limited warranty.
Engine, transmission, oil changes. They're all covered.
What does it mean to you?
I can fill up my tank without emptying my wallet.
Scheduled maintenance is taken care of.
Gas maintenance warranty.
What else is there?
It's our Miles of Freedom plan. Now till the end of the year, get 2 years of gas and scheduled maintenance and a 5-year or 60,000-mile limited warranty on a great selection of 05 and 06 models. It's all taken care of.
Some days my bad knee would ache so much I couldn't go anywhere. I'd plug in a heating pad. I still couldn't go anywhere. I hate irony. But I love this Thermacare heat wrap for knees. It heats up. Feel it. Love this. And the heat sinks deep into my stiff, aching knee. The pain melts away. Oh, whoever thought of this, you are invited to my house where we'll barbecue something. It's like a heating pad without the cord. I can leave my house. So why am I hanging around here?
I didn't touch it. Excuse me. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Jill called.
Who's watching the kids?
They're at my mom.
Okay.
People can't get enough of our Jack Grill. So come in now for a Jack Grill burger or try our irresistible flat iron steak, now only $10.99. And this holiday, give a Friday's gift card because everyone could use more Fridays.
A robot can make a car. But this is how you can make it roar. A chip can control the engine. But this is how you can set it free. A manual says what a car might do. Now discover what it wants to do. Give it the edge. Give it Syntec. No leading oil provides more horsepower. For maximum power, great cars want more than just oil. Give them liquid engineering.
Back into Bloomington, Dan Shulman, Dick Vitale, Doris Burke, the Big Ten ACC Challenge, presented by Cisco Systems. Duke leading Indiana by 4 in a terrific game here at Assembly Hall. The ACC trying to win the challenge for the 7th year in a row. All 7 years there has been a challenge, and a Duke win here would salt it away. Iowa leading NC State in a close game early second half. Now check this out here. It's red and white everywhere here at Assembly Hall, except for one guy wearing Duke blue. How about that guy?
Look at that wacko, man. He's out there. He's a Cameron Crazy who's been able to get in the house here.
Killingsworth has returned for Indiana. Redick with 25 points tonight for Duke.
He has really been an All-American tonight. Taking some time off that clock.
Redick doing a lot of ball handling tonight.
Why not?
Doing a good job of it.
He's a guy that you hope they follow.
Missed the long 3. Dockery the rebound. Trapped in the corner. And a timeout called by Duke.
Same thing happened in the game against Memphis. They were able to come up with the long rebounds on missed free throws. That's taking advantage. That's how you get to the winner's circle. The intangibles we talk about.
Well, they're a team, especially with senior All-Americans like Sheldon Williams and most notably tonight, J.J. Redick. Dick, they're not going to be afraid of the environment. They're not going to be intimidated. They're not going to lose their heads at all.
When you travel as they do and take everybody's hit, look at J.J. Redick right now. There's that ball fake. He uses that ball fake so well. There he is, moving without the ball to the open space. There he is, just catching, curling, turning. That's basically how he came in to do. The guy that would run a little move without the ball, catch it, square, and shoot it. Now he puts it on the floor, hustles, scraps. Look at the numbers. Takes everybody's abuse verbally as he's walking around.
And plays.
Was I busting him today? I said, are you a player? When are you going to have a good game for us?
Does tonight qualify?
Oh, wow. He's had so many good ones.
And with DeMarcus Nelson injured, instead of playing 32, 33 minutes tonight, Redick hardly ever gets to come out now.
And he moves so well now without that ball.
Wow. How did he get that pass away before his feet came back down? He has a knack for getting off his feet, but still making something happen.
Good awareness.
Threw it away.
They double him up, got a turnover. Now you got to go to work. And who are you going to go to work to?
The big fella.
He got a little rest. You got to go to the big guy, number 5, Joe DiMaggio. Number 5, the Yankee Clipper. The best center fielder they ever had in New York.
Now Sheldon Williams has been able to play defense without picking up that 4th foul, so he can be a little more aggressive. Under 3 minutes to go.
He's going to be one of the better post players they've ever had in Indiana, this guy. Too bad he only got it for 1 year.
That's right.
One better than none.
Strickland takes a bump. And Strickland will be going to the line.
Now you better be able to convert on that free throw line.
J.J. Redick, I believe, called for the foul.
You know, Duke does a great job of planning in their scheduling. They're going to play, for example, they're going to play at the MCI, which is going to be a regional site.
Right, at
Georgetown.
Yeah.
They're going to play at Greensboro, which is certainly a first-round site.
And the site of the ACC
exactly.
tournament.
They do that in their scheduling process. But again, they got the magical name, D-U-K-E. They can do those things.
Strickland, a good free throw shooter, knocks down the first to make it a 3-point game.
How many times we talk about free throw shooting, we talk about shot selection, we talk about the right people shooting the ball.
Here comes the pressure.
And here's where you need veterans. Last night, North Carolina didn't have any experience down the stretch against D. Brown, Augustine, and company.
And again, Duke has 4 seniors and the freshman Paulus in the game. Redick slides in, slices to the basket, and will go to the line as well.
And there's an example of what I was just talking about. Having a veteran player who can step up and make the big play. Sliding and gliding, man. Getting to the hoop. There he is right now. He's going to put it to the deck, split the defense. Don't tell me that young man isn't playing at the next level, please. Please.
Strickland commits the foul. Number 4 on Marshall Strickland. Redick calmly knocks it down. 5-point lead for Duke.
Every time they need a big bucket, they know where they can get one.
Now, Indiana get one from Killingsworth.
He's got to step up and move to the basketball.
Sheldon Williams fronting him a little bit more, being more aggressive with him now. Clear path, though, for Wilmont.
And the reason he got that clear path was because of the presence of Killingsworth.
Count the basket. Mike Davis wants to make sure Jim Burr and Donnie Gray are going to confer on whether or not that basket should count.
Depends on if he got the foul prior.
Basket.
He got the foul prior to the release of the basketball. Take a look right here. He clears out, and it opens up a lane for the drive.
Wow, so Williams gets called for the foul for dragging Killingsworth out of the way. That's his 4th, but the basket doesn't count.
I think it was a good call. The foul definitely took place prior to the release of the basketball.
McRoberts in, Melchione out. Take another look.
Take a look right here. Here's the foul right here. See, the foul took place prior to the release of the basketball. Good call by Donnie Gray and company.
So 1-and-1 for Killingsworth. Big miss.
He's got to be able to be more efficient at that free throw line. They're going to take some time off. They're going to go to their foul line extended offense, spread the court, and they want to make sure they can get some touches for J.J. Redick.
The only weakness tonight for Killingsworth has been the free throw shooting, Dick. He's 3 for 9.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done in a close game. Get into the tournament. He's got to be able to convert and work in that area of his game.
Redick trapped in the corner. They'll use some more clock, but it's down to 3 right now. Williams for three. Rebound, Indiana.
Did a great job, Joe, managing the clock and taking time off.
Baden. Strickland. Footer, no. Rebound, Duke.
Forgot about Killingsworth.
Yep. Went for the quick shot.
Got to be able to take time right here, spread the court, try to take away the double team. As Paulus, he wants the ball. He's a winner, man.
Well, if you're Indiana, you'd rather put Paulus on the line than Reddick.
He's got a winner's mentality. He just plays with so much of a feverish attitude. Quiet crowd right now. Got a little quiet here.
Just over a minute to go. Duke trying to survive another tough test. They got one from Drexel. They got a very tough test from Memphis, and they've gotten all they can handle in a hostile environment tonight here in Bloomington.
Well, you look at this Duke team, I don't believe they're as explosive as some of the great teams we've seen in the past. Certainly in Jay's era in '86 with Dawkins and company. You think about the Hill combination, certainly with Leitner, and you think about Hurley. You think about the great combinations when they had Brand and Ed Gagg, Boozer and company, Battier. I mean, I think about those teams. Those teams were much more explosive. This is a very good basketball team, and a team that's going to get better and better with their young people, but they're just not going to knock people out as simply as some people believe.
But remember, Duke will get DeMarcus Nelson back in a few weeks. Indiana will get DJ White back in a few weeks. So there's room for both of these teams to improve.
Yes, there is. Hey, we've had so much fun, my friend, last couple of days. Even though I had to treat you for a nice rigatoni lunch today.
Grazie. Big Ten ACC Challenge here at Assembly Hall in Bloomington. Dan Shulman, Dick Vitale, Doris Burke, the ACC leading 5-4. If Duke holds on, the ACC wins yet again. SportsCenter is next here on ESPN. We'll head over to ESPN News for post-game coverage. I think my favorite moment away from the stadium here is when we walked into that restaurant and a woman looked at you and said, hey, I don't know anything about basketball, but you're Dick Vitale, aren't you?
Well,
Here's
I'm gonna make you my PR guy. He's got to convert these.
Oh, boy. Well, the foul pays off for Indiana.
Late in the game, they're going to put him on a free throw line. Ball's going to be in his hands a great deal. Killingsworth, dump it inside.
Baden
Bring
inside.
it in to
Killingsworth, and a rare miss tonight. A travel to call on Sheldon Williams.
I thought he got bumped. There was no call on the bump. The Olympic coach can't believe it. What a staff he's assembled. Mike D'Antoni and Jimmy Boeheim and Nate McMillan. There's a look inside. Catches the ball. Can't tell there.
Two big bodies banging together. Strickland wide open. And a push is going to be the call, says Donnie Gray, on Sheldon Williams on the jump shot attempt, I believe, or was it after the shot by Strickland? Donnie Gray signaled for 1-and-1. We'll have to get another look at that foul call.
Not really a smart play by Sheldon Williams there on the perimeter. Oh, a little bump. There he is going to the deck. Going to the deck.
But I believe that he called it after the shot, so I think it's going to be 1-and-1 instead of two shots for Strickland.
Not a smart play by the veteran player.
So that's number 4 on Sheldon Williams. Duke with one timeout, Indiana with a pair. Both teams over the limit, the arrow with the Blue Devils.
So great when you got that experience. What about Justin Gray last night with 37? Stepped up against Wisconsin, and they needed every one of them. And that's what you have to have. The experienced players to make big plays late in the game. Young kids maybe can blend in, but many of them can't contribute down the stretch like the veteran can.
It is 1-and-1, and Strickland knocks it down. He's got a smooth stroke up there at the line. With the addition of Callaway and Monroe, Strickland is freed up to be a shooting guard. He might have a very big year.
You know, Duke gets that rebound. It could have been possibly lights out. Yep. Spread the court. This keeps Indiana right in the hunt. Right in the hunt.
The whole key for Indiana may be, can they foul somebody other than Reddick? Can they keep the ball out of Reddick's hands?
Stop the clock. You're going to foul Paulus. Make Paulus have to make some free throws. Put the freshman on the line, man.
Yep.
Let him take that long walk to that line.
Missed the front end last time down, although Paulus.
Dockery gives him a hug. They got that buddy system. We talked about Grant Wall's great article in Sports Illustrated. Boy, all the major media out here tonight. Malcolm Moran, USA Today. Mike DeCourcy in the house does a phenomenal job with Sporting News.
Look at the environment that Paulus is facing, the whiteout trying to shoot free throws.
He's a football player. He should be used to that. He should say, come on now, bring it on. Reddick loves him. Reddick says, I love him. He's a special kid, man.
Our producer, Digger A. Chipman, telling us 111 press credentials issued for tonight's game, more than for the Carolina game last year, as Paulus quiets the crowd with 2 huge free throws. What a strip by Dockery, and good call there by Tom O'Neill. Dockery was trying to call a timeout, but when he did, he lost control of the basketball.
There he is with the strip. You can see him pop the ball loose. Dockery from out of Chicago.
Strickland on the drive, blocked by McRoberts. Reddick has it, and he is fouled. And now Duke has him on the ropes. Duke is on the cusp of another tough win.
They just find a way to get to the winner's circle. Yep. Combination of youth, experience. Player of the game, certainly J.J. Reddick was a PT peer on the Duke side, and on the other side has to be Killingsworth.
I think the players of the game presented by Cisco Systems, and you're right, those are the only 2 choices.
You know, you think about it here for these Indiana fans, many of them will leave very disappointed. However, there's a lot to be excited about if you're an Indiana fan. When you look at the future and you look at when you get your full components, all your parts.
And Ratliff gets healthier and White gets back. Indiana figures to be right up there in what will be a very entertaining and competitive Big Ten this year. Strickland fouled out. That's why we had the brief delay. Now J.J. Reddick at the line.
You know, you mentioned also as he finally misses one at crucial time, no less. You know, you mentioned the Big Ten. Nobody mentions Ohio State. Watch out for them. They could create some problems, especially in Columbus. And next year, lights out when they get the 2 Indiana kids, Conley and Odom. Conley's dad was some Olympic superstar. Long triple jump.
Yep. Off the fingertips of Wilmot, back to the Blue Devils. They're inching closer to another impressive win. Again, dealing with a tough road environment, a career night for Marco Killingsworth, foul trouble for their big guys, and it looks like still they will find a way to win. Melchione waiting to get fouled as precious seconds come off the clock. Duke uses its last timeout in front of a capacity, but now a somewhat disappointed crowd. They gave it all night long. The atmosphere here was phenomenal, but they're starting to come to terms with the outcome.
Well, a little disappointed. Come on, he can smile. There's a lot to smile about. They had a big pep rally. The football coach spoke at the pep rally, got everybody fired up. Disappointment, but let me tell you, there'll be a lot to cheer about in Bloomington, Indiana. They should, as I told you earlier, name this building the Robert Montgomery Knight Assembly Hall. That man, people with egos and with all kinds of agendas should sit aside and just think about what is right. And what is right, he deserves that recognition for what he has done in this city.
Right, you look at the 3 banners, 3 of the 5 national championship banners hanging to our left. Those were during the Knight era.
Hey, my friend, I'm going to see you down in Philadelphia on Saturday.
That's going to be fun.
City of Brotherly Love.
Yep, Saturday about 5 Eastern, Oklahoma and Villanova at the Pavilion, playing that game on campus.
You talk about 2 teams that can shoot the 3, and then you look at Oklahoma. Kelvin Sampson told me earlier this week, I love my team. Jay Wright's got those 4 guards he plays with 1 big guy. What a year they're going to have shooting the 3.
You saw Sports Center coming up next here on ESPN. Stu Scott and Steve Levy standing by in the studio.
That's a heck of a combination. I wonder who's the point guard and who's the shooter.
Into the hands of Paulus, and the freshman will go back to the line.
I got a feeling Stuart Scott wants to handle the rock and get it over to Steve shooting the J. But being a hockey guy.
I thought it was the other way around.
But being a hockey guy, I don't know if he could shoot that J.
Tomorrow night, ESPN2's coverage of women's college basketball. A great game. Number 18, Texas, taking on Candace Parker. And number 1, Tennessee. Tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, over on ESPN2, and also available on ESPN2 HD.
There's Paulus back at the free throw line, converts it.
Going to be a special player in your opinion?
Oh, I think there's no doubt he'll be a special point guard. He wouldn't be one of these spectacular players, but he's going to be a kid that's going to be a winner and make people around him better and better and better. Great vision.
3-possession game after he makes a couple of free throws, and it's all but over right now despite a great night from Killingsworth. The Duke Blue Devils are going to win again, remain unbeaten this year, remain unbeaten in the history of the Big Ten ACC Challenge, now 7-0, and they're the only team to never lose that. And a happy homecoming for Josh McRoberts from Carmel, Indiana. Although he didn't have a huge night, got in some foul trouble. The Blue Devils win again in a great game here in Bloomington.
You know, it's amazing, 7 in a row in a challenge. Only one of them has been at Durham.
That's right.
It's been 2 in Greensboro. Great game, great performance by a perimeter player, J.J. Redick, and a great game by Marco Killingsworth on the interior.
The ACC wins the challenge again. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Currently on ESPN2, NC State and Iowa. Up next on ESPN Sports Center. We'll be on ESPN News in just a moment. For Dick Doris and our entire crew, I'm Dan Shulman. Good night from Bloomington, and thanks for watching.